What is your own read of, or what is your interpretation of that interview?
If you listen to what the Prime Minister said, he agreed that it is necessary to increase fuel prices and fertilizer prices, and he said we have to bring down this fiscal deficit. It is essential to do inflation, and it may be tough, but we have to bite the bullet. Now, you know, for a Prime Minister who is usually very careful with his words, I found that this was much more clear and much more aggressive than I had expected. So very clearly, it's not in the budget. Pranab Mukherjee has not highlighted it, but the Prime Minister has said it is going to happen in the months ahead. Now, of course, the fact that he has said it may not be the last word. There are some occasions when Mamata Banerjee has the last word. So we are not entirely clear on what the outcome is going to be. However, I will say this. If you look at what the budget says, it says we will provide in full for the food subsidy and other subsidies not more than 2%, say 1.9. But the two added together, therefore, can still be something like almost 3%. Now, please, the budgeted subsidies for the current financial year was only 1.6% of GDP. We are now suddenly looking at 1.9% plus the food subsidy. Then, frankly, I do not see that we are being tough at all in the overall scheme of things. And if you're not being tough overall, how you are going to bring the total fiscal deficit down to 5.1% is not clear to me at all. So we need a little more look in detail at the budgetary figures. You know, are these really credible, or are we going to end up like last year, coming to the conclusion that what is put down in print only bears a superficial resemblance to reality?
You'll be writing the lead story on Economic Times tomorrow morning. What will the headline say?
The headline will say, don't rock the boat budget. Discipline, yes, but we're kicking the can down the road.
Swami, you're playing it safe then, aren't you?
Okay. I'm saying this is a budget which claims to be attempting discipline, but the discipline is being kicked down the road. The budget itself is not very specific on being tough on the two big issues, fuel subsidy and fertilizer subsidy. But in the interview with the Prime Minister after the budget, he finally said, look, we have to bite the bullet on this. We really have to bring both of those down. And at the end of it, he said, you're trying to get me into trouble, aren't you? And I said, well, you know, the trouble won't come from me, it will come from Calcutta. So as we have a situation where, you know, the Prime Minister has spoken, but as we have seen, sometimes it is Mamata Banerjee who has the last word.